Welcome back for some more BLT, Balance, Love, and Truth. Who am I? I am the most imperfect, perfect ugly duckling you'll ever meet. What do I mean? For many reasons, we are all programmed to believe that we should all be the perfect person. First, we are given the definition of perfect, which is to make something completely free of faults or defects, or as close to such a condition as possible, according to Google. Then at young ages, we are given TV, movies, cartoons, books, magazines, public schooling, and now the internet to help us understand what that perfection should look like. All of us imperfect ones begin thinking there must be something wrong with us because we don't fit into these characteristics or don't have the means to achieve what these perfect people are achieving. Once we begin thinking there is something wrong with us, then we begin to see signs in our daily lives that anchor those imperfect thoughts. And once we see evidence, we start believing. Once we believe that evidence, it becomes more and more materialized in our everyday lives, and a loop of this belief is created in our reality. Here's the truth. Like me, you are perfectly imperfect. If you don't fit into those perfect person's shoes, then you must be thinking differently, feeling differently, wanting differently. And that means, unlike them, you are free to choose. Yes, we all want a lot of the things that the perfect people receive because they follow the money. Financial stability, happy families, loyal friends, access to education, the freedom to travel, having fun toys, and getting to experience joy. But we feel like we can't receive these things because no matter how hard we try to fall in line, something in us refuses to do life the way they do it, like becoming the boss of others in a 9-to-5 corporate job, or becoming the teacher of government-ran, zero freedom, zero creativity classrooms, forcing ourselves and others to become brainwashed in false truths, just to pass an exam for a little piece of paper that proves that we know stuff, to make others comfortable. We can't stand to fake a smile during the social gatherings required by society because the conversations, music, and properness dims the light from our souls. We feel like we are far from gaining these perks that they all appear to have. So how can we ever feel perfect enough for this world? Because the truth is, those things aren't what makes one perfect. There is another definition to the word perfect. Absolute. Complete. And that is exactly what you already are. Knowing that you do not know everything there is to know is perfect. Being unique and different is perfect. Why? Because you are absolutely and completely you. The only you there is in existence. Let me ask you something. Do you dislike hippos because they are fat? Do you think they'd be better, healthier, or happier if they were thin? Do you think that the black ant works harder than the red ant because of its color? Yet it's sad that we humans think this way about each other, judging one another based on our own ideas of perfection. People are unique individual energies, lights on our own unique currents, headed in many different directions, with many different purposes. Some are just more distracted than others because we don't believe our light is as good or bright as the others. But in the end, we are all headed back to the same place, to the source of our energy. Imagine with me that I created an electrical current to run directly from my circuit panel to my bathroom light. I wired up everything correctly, but when I switched on my bathroom light, nothing happened. It didn't work. Because on its way from my circuit panel to the bathroom, my light got so distracted by the brightness and the unique colors of my kitchen chandelier. It stopped dead in its tracks, observing the beauty of not just one light, but of many lights all in one. My light now doesn't want to continue to its current. It wants to go to my kitchen. Meanwhile, I'm left confused, being forced to work harder, to figure out the problem. But the only problem is that my light is too distracted to fulfill the purpose I created it for. Do you see the problem this distraction is already creating? If that light, focused on its own current, released the desire to be the kitchen chandelier and accepted that it was in fact the bathroom light, its current would lead it directly to its purpose, and all those problems would never even exist. The problem is not in the light or in the current it needs to follow. The problem is only in the distraction. You are a perfect light, perfectly capable of doing exactly what you are supposed to do. But you are just too distracted by the other lights around you to be able to see your direction and your perfection. What other lights are you too focused on? And what problems are these distractions causing in your life and in others' lives because you are not focusing on the quality of your own unique brightness and colors? So who am I? I am a light who was lost and too focused on the brightness of other lights for far too long, and one day realized I was sick and tired of observing them and wishing I was like them. I realized I had a choice, so I chose to dedicate my attention back onto myself so that I can find my way back to my current, to find my purpose. I began by asking questions. What unique position do I hold in this grand scene of bright lights? Where am I supposed to be supplying light to that I lost track of so long ago? I've ventured so far beyond my current, I can't remember what it looks like, feels like, or where it leads to. What was I supposed to be doing? I have all these questions. I could be so far, or possibly so close to my purpose. But if I can't remember what my purpose is, then how do I find it? That, my friends, is the great journey. It begins with those questions. It begins with the decision to now focus your attention on you. But first, you must be reminded that you are perfect. No matter how lost you are or how far off track you've gotten from your current, nothing can take your perfection away. You are and always will be the perfect bright light that belongs somewhere, doing something that only you can do perfectly, the way you do things. What you cannot do is be the kitchen chandelier, no matter how badly you want to be. It is not your current, and distracting yourself with fantasies and hopes and dreams of becoming the kitchen chandelier is just that, a distraction from your own purpose. So I invite you to close your eyes, recognize that you have a choice, and decide that you are sick and tired of being distracted. Make the choice to stop wherever you are at, in whatever you are doing, and say, I want to find my purpose. Begin asking those questions about yourself. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. Do whatever is necessary to help you remain focused on yourself. Put sticky notes everywhere. Put reminders in your phone, messages on your arms. Something to remind you to return your focus onto your light today. When going about your day, ask yourself, do you like this or that? Do you want to do this or that? And really pay attention. Make observations. When you look closer, are you sure you even like the kitchen chandelier? I mean, sure, it's beautiful. But do you find it to be off-centered? Or a little too hot for your liking? Maybe it's not as energy efficient as you are. All of your questions have unique to you answers. So the light next to you may disagree that your answer is also their answer. Fair enough. They are perfectly imperfect too, and their current is leading them somewhere else. So there's no need to judge their journey. I'm telling you my truths because my own journey began with those same questions, and I received my own unique answers. I can attempt to explain how some of those answers came to me, but they may be just another distraction for you. My purpose for sharing my experiences and stories is only to give you hope that there is a community out here who has been rejected by societal norms. And we too do not fit into any category or box that society attempts to place us in. We are perfect. Our lights are extremely powerful. and we shine brighter and more colorfully than what any corporate government-ran society has to offer us. Once you begin seriously asking and seriously paying attention for your unique answers, they will come. Sometimes they make me stop dead in my tracks and laugh out loud. Sometimes I cry uncontrollably. Sometimes I'm just speechless when I get my answers. But every single answer keeps me on my current and gets me closer to my purpose. How do I know it's my answer? I know because we all have our own unique truth detector, spidey sense, or intuitive knowing. Aubrey Marcus explains the experience like hearing a finely tuned Spanish guitar. It feels like all of your cells sync up and move together for that one moment that you hear your truth. It just resonates inside of you. That feeling becomes addicting, and you just know it's guiding you somewhere you belong. It creates the desire in you to keep searching and to keep asking. What bright, shiny lights are distracting you from finding your current? What current are you avoiding because you might think it's not as good as another's? Being the bathroom light isn't all bad. It's the light that people rely on in their most vulnerable and intimate moments. Maybe by being the bathroom light, you provide a safe, comfortable, warm, well-lit environment to help guide others out of the darkest and scariest moments of their lives. In every video, I'll attempt to explain my perspective on a topic, problem, or lesson that I faced. Hopefully something I say will spark that truth detector in you to motivate you to seek your own truths. I am the Ugly Duckling 1111, and I hope you'll join me for my next BLT. Peace and love.